Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your TNA results and spoilers for the first week of this year. Live on the poptv network. But first, some wrestling news. Former WWE NXT star Martin Stone, known as Danny Burch, will be working NXT tapings from Full Sail University. He appeared on NXT TV several times in the last year. I've heard rumors of a few significant debuts at the NXT TV tapings. We may see some talents that have signed for months make their TV debuts, and there's at least one rumor. Pretty big free agent debuting this week. It's not one of the New Japan wrestling stars, as noted with live spoilers tonight, later on in this video. Noted a while back, the WWE was moving forward with the NXT Kids show that we saw leaked a pilot for, possibly for airing on the WWE Network. The WWE taped 2 matches for NXT Kids from Full Sail University: Big Show versus Heath Slater and Natalya versus Becky Lynch. Bailey superfan Izzy was featured in a group of kids, with a group of kids, and she also interviewed Big Show after his match, asking what he likes to eat and other cute questions. It looks like WWE may have finally signed indie star Tommaso Ciampa. After months of speculation and several matches on NXT TV, Ciampa worked the tapings in a match that will air next week, being this week, against enhancement talent Danny Burch. This could be an indication that Ciampa has been signed. There will be a battle royal on the following week's NXT episode to crown a new #1 contender to NXT Women's Champion Bailey. Participants include Emma, Asuka, Eva Marie, Carmella, Aliyah, Cameron, Deonna Purrazzo, Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, Alexa Bliss, and Liv Morgan. Indie star Rich Swann made his debut at the TV tapings from Full Sail University. He will face Baron Corbin in the January 20th NXT episode. Swann signed with WWE back in October with more than 15 other new recruits. It what appears to be a sign that the relationship between WWE and WWN Live is continuing. Flyers for Evolve's Orlando events during the WWE Royal Rumble weekend were handed out at the NXT tapings at Full Sail University. Sasha Banks was reportedly out of action, along with the other wrestlers such as John Cena and some others. Well, Connor may be back from his jaw injury, but Sasha's with an undisclosed injury. Her last match came on December 28th, Raw, with a win over Becky Lynch. The TV commercial for the 2016 Royal Rumble indicated that Brock Lesnar will be in the 30-man main event. Noted how Lesnar has been scheduled to work pay-per-views, but aside from speculation, this is the first we've heard about him being in the Rumble match itself. Regarding John Cena having shoulder surgery, on Thursday, Wrestling Observer newsletter noted that the injury is believed to be a torn rotator cuff or a torn labrum. It's worth noting that Cena's frequent training partner Cesaro was also out with shoulder injuries, the same exact. Other WWE talents have suffered some similar injuries this past year as well. Details are still sketchy on Cena's condition, but the surgery itself was a success. But Cena wanted to get the surgery done as soon as possible, and Cena has been having shoulder issues, but they were worsened while training. Missing weights. The normal recovery time would be over 6 months, but Cena has been known to return sooner than expected in the past. Cena is expected to miss WrestleMania 32, but they should have a better idea on his return once his rehab begins. Looks like current IWGP champion Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, Doc Gallows, and Carl Anderson may not be the only New Japan Pro Wrestling stars coming to WWE. Noted how Rocky Romero could be coming in as a wrestler or a trainer, which was discussed. Wrestling Observer newsletter noted that there are also rumors of Bad Luck Fale and Tama Tonga leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling for WWE. However, as of this week, none of those 3 have given their notices. It's believed that WWE NXT champion Finn Balor suggested and recruited Fail and Tonga. Fail had offers in the past because of his size, but hasn't been interested because of relocating to Orlando as he lives in New Zealand. Regarding Tonga, he lives in Orlando but is scheduled to make a major njpw push due to the original 4 departures. Noted earlier that Tokyo Sports reported current IWGP Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura is leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling at the end of this month. In an update, they also noted that NJPW agreed to let Nakamura go. Interesting, as it's been reported that his 1-year deal was expiring soon anyways. Nakamura reportedly told the media that he's looking forward to the new challenges and to reaching new heights, but it's not known if he especially stated he's going to WWE. WWE was hiring Mick Foley's son, Dewey Foley, as a creator's writer's assistant. Dewey began working for WWE today, a couple of days ago, as he posted the following on Instagram. Tomorrow, I start a new chapter in my life. In my life so far, I've won a whole bunch, and I've lost a lot too. Some people believed in me, while others thought I wasn't worth a thing, that I would amount to garbage, but through it all, I remained myself. I became a drifter of sort, not living in the same place for more than 6 months at a time. I wandered to places by myself, both physically, but also mentally, and took road trips with no real destination or plan in mind, just to see what it'd be like. I wanted to explore as much as I could before I found something that would lure me in that I could call home. Maybe WWE is my home. I will have to wait and see. It all starts tomorrow, whenever I did this report. Well, now he's already employed. All I can say is that it's hard work really can pay off, and if you have a goal in mind and reach it, you hear it in time and time again. But it holds true. It may not be today, may not be tomorrow, but it is still going to happen if you do what is necessary to make it happen. Take a chance, sacrifice things in your life while you still can achieve something you've wanted to achieve for quite some time. It will be worth it. Alex Riley was backstage at NXT tapings and he should return to the ring. He's been out of action since May of last year. WWE's website recently spoke with the Drifter, Elias Sampson, after his successful re-debut on NXT back in December. Sampson said NXT truly needs his presence and his guitar. So he's going to punish those who sees unfit to compete under the NXT banner. As he commented, NXT is craving for someone to break out of the mold and give them something they can grab onto and believe, see, hear, feel, and be captivated by. It's not something you may see at first. You may only catch glimpses of it here and there, but eventually and undeniably, you will wonder how NXT existed before Elias Sampson, before the Drifter. I go where I am needed. I am needed here. There is a lot of talk going around online at WWE purchasing the rights to New Japan Pro Wrestling's popular stable, the Bullet Club. As far as we know, WWE has not purchased those rights. This comes right after the reports of Bullet Club members AJ Styles, Doc Gallows, and Carl Anderson, plus rival Shinsuke Nakamura, reportedly signing with WWE soon. The rumors apparently come from a Twitter joke that Pro Wrestling Tees made about having to pull their Bullet Club merchandise due to WWE. They later clarified that the tweet is a joke, but as it sounds like a lot of people didn't pick up on the follow-up. The rumors were then further when Rob Feinstein of RF Video mentioned on Facebook that WWE had purchased the rights to use the Bullet Club logo. We're not sure if Feinstein was reporting a scoop he heard or just repeating the rumors that started from the Pro Wrestling Tees tweet. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reported today that it's believed that WWE is interested in pushing the new Baylor Club t-shirts for the NXT champion Finn Balor. Due to the worldwide success of NJPW's Bullet Club t-shirts, those that are not aware, Balor was the leader of the Bullet Club before he left NJPW and signed with WWE. Balor teasing the Bullet Club in WWE on social media this week added to the speculation. As noted earlier, the Observer also reported that there are now rumors of Bullet Club members, Tama Tonga and Bad Luck Fale, coming to WWE as well. Word from NJPW is that the Bullet Club will remain with Kenny Omega as the top heavyweight star. Fale and Tonga as the top foreign tag team, and then IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, as well as other members. That does not mean Fale and Tonga won't be coming in, but apparently that's the impression going around Japan. The Bucks have been tweeting about the Elite and recently spoke about them and Omega being the Elite of the Bullet Club. They also have new Elite t-shirts for sale on Pro Wrestling Tees. Here's a recent tweet from Matt Jackson himself of the Young Buck at Matt Jackson 13. Remember the day it all started. This is going to get crazy. Hashtag the Elite. And again, another tweet from Matt at Matt Jackson 13. Love it, hate it, who cares? Hashtag Bullet Club, change the business and transcended wrestling. January 17th, January 7th, Alex Riley did make his in-ring return to NXT from Full Sail University. He wrestled Bull Dempsey for a match that should air on January 27th. This was Riley's first match since April 23rd, 2015 against Sami Zayn. Indie wrestler John Schneider was also brought back for the tapings. He faced the Drifter, Elias Sampson, for the January 27th episode. As noted, Schneider's partner, Corey Hollis, also faced Sampson on the same show for the following week's episode. Former TNA Knockout Santana Garrett worked the NXT tapings. She faced off against Asuka on the February 3rd episode. Here, I'll post some photos of Santana in action. NXT Tag Team, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan now going by the name of American Alpha. They will face Blake and Murphy on January 27th, NXT episode, and show you some photos of that. As noted previously, another pilot for the WWE NXT Kids show was taped before Full Sail event. More photos of Bayley superfan Izzy, who appeared to be very involved with the show. Interviewing Big Show after his match with Heath Slater. Also, correspondent Tara set the following NXT spoilers from tonight from the tapings from Full Sail University. First match is for the NXT Kids show. Izzy came out, got a huge pop, along with her other kids. Jahia versus Becky Lynch was up first. Becky won a quick and easy match with a roll-up. They embraced after the match. Big Show and Heath Slater was out next for NXT Kids. Big Show won a quick match with a leg drop. After the match, Izzy interviewed Big Show, asking him what he eats, joking around, and other cute stuff. January 13th episode, General Manager William Regal announced a battle royal to determine Bayley's next challenger for the NXT Women's title. He brought out Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn says he wants to be the first two-time NXT champion, but he's interrupted by Samoa Joe. They have words from Baron Corbin that interrupted. That led to Sami fighting Joe off and Corbin backing away. Tommaso Ciampa defeated Danny Burch with an arm submission. The Ascension versus NXT Tag Team Champions Dash and Dawson in a non-title match was up next. Mechanics got the win with their finisher. That's their tag team name. Elias Sampson defeated Corey Hollis with a crossroads type of move. Quick and solid finish to the match. And Carmella won a battle royal to become the new #1 contender. Participants included Eva Marie, Devonna Purrazzo, Alaya Cameron, Peyton Royce, Alexa Bliss, Billie Kay, Liv Morgan, Emma, and Asuka. January 20th episode, Sami Zayn defeated Adam Rose by submission. Apollo Crews defeated Ty Dillinger. After the match, Crews issued a challenge to NXT champion Finn Balor and said it doesn't have to be for the title. Baron Corbin defeated the debuting Rich Swann, who got a great reaction. Great match there, too. Carmella and Bayley versus Emma and Alexa Bliss was up next. Dana Brooke was at ringside. Carmella made Bliss tap out for the win. After the match, Bayley raised her arm, and they embraced, and Samoa Joe defeated Johnny Gargano by submission. January 27th episode, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan are now known as American Alpha, which they defeated Blake and Murphy with the assisted German suplex. Murphy faked a leg injury at one point to get Gable to back off. That led to them to get the upper hand. Nia Jax squashed Liv Morgan. Eva Marie was at ringside with Nia. Alex Riley returned to defeat Bull Dempsey. Riley was working real quick and aggressive. Elias Hampton quickly defeated John Skyler. Go back to Alex Riley. He's pretty fast himself when he was in his normal regime. Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe versus Baron Corbin in a number one contenders triple threat ended up when Corbin tapped while Sami had him in the sharpshooter and Joe had him in the crossface. Regal comes out but gives no interest on the winner. February 3rd episode, Vaudevillains defeated the Hype Brothers with their finisher. If you didn't know, that's Zack Ryder with his team. Carmella defeated Emma with a roll-up. Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy defeated the Enhancement Talents in a squash match. Asuka defeated Santana Garrett with the Asuka lock. NXT champion Finn Balor versus Apollo Crews in a non-title match was the main event. Great match, but Balor got the win with the Bloody Sunday DDT. This past Tuesday's last episode of Impact, the first one on Pop TV, as Jane Storr made his return to TNA. Reforming beer money. And there were rumors on Sunday that he was set to return to the company, but Storm later denied those reports. He said he was only there for a meeting. Well, what? Ryan Satin reported that the reason Storm returned to the promotion had to do with the money. He claims that WWE was only willing to offer him a deal that would bring him less than $100,000 a year, and he was wanting $200,000 a year. While WWE offered him a lowball figure, TNA was willing to pay him $225,000, which is 2.5 times more per year. Storm would also gain a portion of his merchandise revenue. Storm reportedly signed for 2 more years for TNA. And the Impact taping on Pop TV aired on tape delay from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania at Sands Event Center. Impact opened with a video package spotlighting the 4 semifinalists in the World Title Series that they had to redo or whatever. While adding that it's his destiny, Eric Young showed up and attacked Hardy from behind as Matthews reminded viewers that Hardy and Young meet in a semifinal match. It turned into a 3-on-1 attack. Lashley ran out to even up the score somewhat. EC3 and Tyrus got the better of Lashley as Young worked over Hardy. Matt eventually fought off Young and then performed a dive off the top rope onto Lashley, EC3 and Tyrus as they go to commercial break. The building looks pretty good, and it looks like it could be the same summer or set that they previously used. Could have done without Dixie being the first face that we saw from the broadcast team, but it is what it was. The opening segment and the stage of the semifinal match. Here's hoping Pop will upgrade to HD on DirecTV and Dish Network. This is literally the only television show I watched that isn't in HD. Match number 1, Lashley versus EC3 with Tyrus in a semifinal match. Tyrus got involved early and Pope explained on commentary about how sick he is of seeing that. Tyrus approached Pope, who just looked down and told Matthews he was simply there to call the action with him. Lashley, who wore a headband during the match, finally had it come off when he suplexed EC3. Late in the match, Lashley set up for the spear, but Towers grabbed his foot. Towers also climbed onto the apron, but Lashley knocked him off. However, EC3 avoided charging Lashley and then rolled him up for the win, which EC3 defeating Lashley to advance to the finals of the TNA title tournament. The original one had Lashley winning the entire thing. Backstage, Kurt Angle told the backstage cameraman that he would save his comments for the ring. Commercial break. Forgettable match. We've certainly seen better from those two. Surprised that they went with this first match simply because it's hard to envision EC3 facing Eric Young in the finals. The Miracle vignette aired and stated that the wrestling needs a miracle. A pre-taped Bobby Roode interview aired. He quoted Kid Rock saying, "It's not cocky if you can back it up." Roode issued an open challenge to anyone from the promotion for his King of the Mountain title. He emphasized any promotion. Kurt Angle made his entrance. Angle noted that he made his decision to step aside public. He spoke about having a farewell tour, and he said he handpicked Drew Galloway, his opponent for next week. Galloway made his entrance. Galloway said that he is honored that Angle complimented him and chose him to face next week. Galloway was emotional until he was interrupted. Jesse Goddard walked onto the stage to a flat response and said he is a superstar. He boasted about his reality show background and said he's the best thing on the network today. Eli Drake came down to even less of a reaction and said that Goddard is cool with the teenage girls, but he agrees with them about Angle. He threw out the idea of teaming with Goddard's, then insulted Galloway. Angle cut him off and said Drake is all talk. Angle challenged him to prove that they are more than just words. Drake and Goddard headed to the ring and were quickly cleared from the ring. Backstage segment, Jeremy Borash was trying to get an update on Matt Hardy. Jeff Hardy exited the locker room and said Matt is a fighter and no one will stop his journey. Jeff said that Matt will be the new TNA champion and he will be right there raising his hand. Broadcast team hyped Hardy versus Young after the break, which they go to commercial. The Angle segment peaked when he was alone in the ring and somehow got worse each time someone came out. Galloway being respectful is true to his character, but it didn't make for the most exciting television. The fans just didn't care about Goddard or Drake and didn't seem to take them as true threats to Angle or Galloway. Eric Young then came out and demanded that the referee count out Matt Hardy, who then made his entrance. Matt Hardy versus Eric Young for the World Title Series semifinal match. Young pulled the mat back and pile drive Matt on the floor. Jeff came out to check on his brother. Young put Jeff down with a sliding kick and put Matt back in the ring. Young leapt off the top rope and into a twist of fate from Matt, who then pinned him. Matthews hyped that the tournament final would feature EC3 versus Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy defeated Eric Young to advance to the finals. Matthews hyped Roode's open challenge against anyone from the promotion. A shot aired of a man walking backstage with his luggage. Matthews said he didn't know who it was, but Pope said he knew. He thought he knew. Commercial break. If this is live, then Roode's open challenge seems pretty silly, as the person would have to live pretty close to the building. Granted, he issued the open challenge earlier, according to the graphic, but I still got a laugh out of that. As for the match, this was definitely the better of the two semifinal matches. They are really going above and beyond to make Matt look sympathetic. The only question now is whether it's because he's winning or because they want him to give him an out if he's losing. Backstage segment again, Young threw a fit about his match being a 2-on-1 scenario and then said everyone is going to pay. Backstage segment, EC3 and Tyrus approached Jeff Hardy and accused him of being the referee who cost EC3 their title. Jeff said Matt has never lived to his shadow and he never will. He said EC3 won't have anyone to blame other than himself when Matt becomes the new TNA champion. Bobby Roode made his entrance for the open challenge match. Bram's music played and he made his entrance. He asked if Roode was surprised it was him. Bram boasted that 2006 is his year. 16 is his year. Then he botched it and corrected himself and corrected it year to year. Bram entered the ring and suggested we do this right now. Bobby Roode versus Bram for the King of the Mountain Championship. Pope said his sources were correct that Bram was the person who was making his way to the building. He neglected to say what Bram was doing in Pennsylvania. Matthews seemed to cover it by saying that Roode sent out a tweet regarding the open challenge as well. Roode put Bram away with a Roode bomb. Bobby Roode defeated Bram to retain the King of the Mountain title in 4 minutes 40 seconds. After the match, Young attacked Roode. He tried to piledrive Roode. He avoided it and set up Young for his finisher. Bram recovered and performed a low blow on Roode. The two of them put the boots to Roode until Jay Storm ran out through the crowd for the save. Storm put Young down with a last call super kick as Pope yelled that the bearded outlaw has returned. There are welcome back chants from the crowd for Storm. Storm took the mic and said 5 or 6 months ago he was asked why he left TNA. He said he didn't like where he was going or who he was portraying. He said his grandma told him that wasn't him. Storm said he traveled everywhere in wrestling trying to figure out who he was and he was going to do next. Storm then said he was watching Impact Wrestling at home when he received the biggest disappointment award. He said he took exception because he put everything he had into the company for the last 13 years. Storm said the company didn't make him. It's guys like him who made the company. Storm turned his attention to Roode and said they drank a lot of beer together, made a lot of money together. Storm said it's time to get back to having fun. Storm picked up the 2 bottles of beer and asked the fans if they want to have fun. Storm offered one of the beers to Roode, who turned away from Storm and then took it and said, "Money." The beer money theme song then played. For Storm's sake, I hope TNA broke the bank to get him back. For the company's sake, I hope they did not, because I'm not sure what is left for him to do in TNA. Sure, the beer money reunion could be fun, but it's not like they had a lot of fresh ideas for him when he was the leader of an undercard faction before he left. That being said, if it's not a case of TNA overspending, then it's nice to see him back. Backstage segment with Jeremy Borash interviewing the beautiful people. Angelina Love announced that she's pregnant and is there to support her girls. Velvet Sky and Madison Rain spoke. Then Angelina said the TNA officials were letting them pick her replacement. She said the person they selected hates Dollhouse almost as much as they do. Backstage, Roode and Storm hyped that they will be teaming together again on the TNA One Night Only live pay-per-view that aired on Friday night. Chrissy Hemme stood in the crowd and introduced the next match. Rebel, Jade, and Marty Bell, the Dollhouse versus Velvet Sky, Madison Rain, and Gail Kim. Gail Kim was her replacement. There was an early "This is awesome" chant. In the end, Gail performed a nice body scissors on Jade and pinned her. So Velvet Sky, Madison Rain, and Gail Kim beat the Dollhouse in 4 minutes 10 seconds. After the Dollhouse attacked their opponents, Awesome Kong came out and performed the Impact Buster on Kim. Then struck a pose with the Dollhouse members, posed around her. The broadcast team hyped the main event and the Miracle as they go to commercial break. Kim, as the third woman, was expected once Love said that the third person hated the Dollhouse as much as they do. For those who miss it, Taryn Terrell announced last week that she got married and left TNA. Though she was complimentary of the promotion, broadcast team spoke at ringside. Maria made her entrance with a special lighting and welcomed the fans to her place of worship. She introduced herself and said she's the first lady of professional wrestling. She said today is a blessed day. If you're looking for someone to have to save professional wrestling, she asked if the fans believe in miracles. She said she does, and his name is Mike Bennett, her husband. Bennett received good reaction. He walked onto the stage wearing a suit and a hat. Matthews told people who are unfamiliar with him that they should go to YouTube after the show and look him up. He said Bennett is one of the most sought after free agents in pro wrestling. Matthews said Bennett arriving at TNA is a game changer. And just like that, your internet darling becomes the miracle that will save TNA. Bennett started and he said that there were a lot of questions regarding who the Miracle is. He said he is an international superstar, a real-life superhero, the baddest mofo on the show, and your pro wrestling Jesus. Bennett dubbed himself your new hero and said pro wrestling needs a miracle. Bennett then said pro wrestling used to be fun and was mainstream when he was a kid. He said now it's fulfilled with washed up, regurgitating wrestlers who call themselves pro wrestlers. He mentioned Matt Hardy as an example of washed up and said he would be facing EC3. Bennett said that's not the miracle that will save pro wrestling. The fan chanted for Hardy. Bennett said the miracle will be when the TNA title is in his hands. And the fans asked the fans whether they believe in miracles, and the fans said yes, they do. For those who complained about that TNA was laying it on thick, I'm all for them positioning Bennett as the hottest free agent in wrestling. You should build up your new talent as major players. Bennett and Maria are nice additions, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do outside of Ring of Honor. For those that don't know, both of them went to Ring of Honor. Maria went there, met him, and they got married a few years ago. Bennett was well spoken, well good on the microphone. I'm not sure what he was going for with the look, as he looked more like the FBI character, full-blooded Italians, with a bowl kind of hat. Seemed like a low budget, especially since he was wearing tennis shoes. Maybe it's by design, and we'll make sure more sense once we learn about the gimmick that he has changed for TNA. Backstage segment, Matt was sitting with his wife and son. He said he does it for them. Hardy said you can't change destiny, and tonight he's going to become the new TNA champion and hold the title up with his son. Commercial break. Backstage, Galloway was still going gaga over Angle, making him the first opponent on his retirement tour. The Wolves showed up and said that while they respect Angle, they've never faced him. Davey Richards suggested the Wolves versus Angle and Galloway in a dream match for the pay-per-view, the one-night only pay-per-view. Drake and Goddard showed up and wanted in the match as well. Both babyface teams agreed. Wait, didn't they want to have a dream match? EC3 and Tyrus made their entrance for the main event. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy both made their entrance. Matt limped as he walked to the ring to sell his previous injury. Matt stopped at ringside. Reby Hardy carried their baby over and Matt kissed him. Jeremy Borash delivered in-ring introductions for the TNA title match. Jeff took the mic and said he believes in his brother enough to walk away. He asked Tyrus if he believed in his boss enough to do the same. Cool, Tyrus said before dropping the mic and walked away. EC3 didn't look pleased. Matthew set up a video for the poptv show Schitt's Creek. That's a SCHITT Creek, which stars the awesome Eugene Levy. The season 1 recap may have lasted longer than the main event. Well, EC3 versus Matt Hardy for the TNA title. Despite going into the match injured, Hardy got off to a fast start and tossed EC3 over the broadcast table. EC3 took control of the offense once they returned to the ring. Matthews promised that they would not leave the air until they crowned a new champion. At 5 minutes 15 seconds into the match, EC3 set up for a move on the steps. It looked like Hardy was going for a side effect, and then they stumbled and fell. Back inside the ring, Hardy performed a moonsault for a 2 count. Then Hardy performed his third side effect, but EC3 kicked out of a pin attempt. As it goes past the normal hour overrun, Hardy went for the twist of fate, but EC3 held on to the ropes. EC3 performed a pair of TKOs on Hardy. Hardy came back with a twist of fate. EC3 came back and caught Hardy with his 1%er finisher and covered Hardy, who kicked out at 2. Pope noted that it's early in the year, yet said this match is match of the year candidate. Anyway, Hardy hit the twist of fate and got a 2 count. Hardy then went up for another twist of fate off the ropes, but EC3 blocked it and hit the 1%er off the top rope and got the pin and became the new TNA champion. After the match, Reby and the baby joined Matt and then comforted him on stage. Reby looked back at EC3 and shot him a look of disgust as he went as he was celebrating with his win. And the match took about 10 minutes, 20 seconds for the championship match. I didn't mind the way that they laid it on thick when talking about Mike Bennett's new character, but the broadcast team really pushed the credibility limits by talking about how great the main event was and how great the overall all night was. The match was good, but it won't be remembered in a few weeks from now. And while I like the clean finish to the main event, it did seem odd that Reby looked so disgusted by EC3, given that he won the match fair and square. They've had a heated feud, so perhaps the idea is that it's more about that than her husband losing their particular match. Overall, this was not a hot return. The surprises of Jane Storm returning and Mike Bennett and Maria showing up were not as well kept secrets, and the rest of the show pretty basic and unmemorable. Am I supposed to be excited about the pay-per-view on Friday? Well, they announced a couple of matches, but I guess we'll have to find out the rest of the information online. It's strange that they had a chance to offer strong hype for the show and instead gave it less hype than WWE Raw gave Thursday's SmackDown debut on the USA Network. I assume Josh Matthews is battling a cold because his voice is more weaker than usual. If so, it could be a long week for him with marathon tapings. I had to laugh when they went to This Is TNA special immediately afterwards, and Josh was talking in a normal voice about what a great show they just had. Impact Wrestling premiered on poptv. Kurt Angle announced the TNA Farewell Tour will be selecting his own opponents and matches. He picked Drew Galloway to face in the main event of next Tuesday's Impact Wrestling. Angle will return to the ring this Friday during one night only pay-per-view from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. He will team with Galloway to face the Wolves, who issued the challenge, and then a team of Eli Drake and Jesse Goddard in a triple threat match. Another tag match announced for Friday's pay-per-view. James Storm and Bobby Roode, who reunited as Beer Money, taking on the team of Bram and Eric Young. And I'm going to switch gears and go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. New Year Dash results from January 5th, 2016. Thanks to Ryan Clark, Shiro Koshinaka, Yuji Nagata, Manabu Nakanishi, Ryosuke Taguchi, and Sho Tanaka defeated Yoshiaki Fujiwara, Jushin Thunder Liger, Tiger Mask 4, Cheeseburger, and Yohi Komatsu in a 10-minute, 13-second match by pinfall. Ricochet and Matt Seidel, Evan Bourne, defeated David Finlay Jr. and Jay White in a 6-minute, 46-second match by pin. Jay Lethal defeated Juice Robinson in 7 minutes and 11 seconds by pin. King Haku, Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, Yujihiro Takahashi, and Tama Tonga defeated Togi Makabe, Tomoaki Hanma, Hiroshi Tenzin, Satoshi Kojima, and Kushida in 11-minute, 10-second match by pin. Tetsuya Naito, Evil, and Bushi defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi, Michael Elgin, and Mascara Dorada in 11 minutes, 57 seconds by pinfall. And the following match was Bushi challenged Kushida to put the IWGP Junior belt on the line. Acknowledged Kushida's comment that he will liven up the junior division. Bushi stated that it is not about Kushida. AJ Styles and Kenny Omega defeated Shinsuke Nakamura and Yoshihashi. 12-minute and 1-second match, won by pinfall. Following the match, Omega celebrated the win over the IC champion. He then turned on Styles, who was celebrating in the corner as well, and dropped him with a one-winged angel. There appeared to be a split between the Bullet Club as Anderson, Gallows, and Hall tried to help Styles. Young Bucks were keeping Omega in their corner. Young Bucks then both superkicked Styles, as eventually all the members of the Bullet Club turned on Styles. Omega stated that Styles was giving everything, but now he is nothing, as he has been fired from the Bullet Club. Omega declared that he is done pretending to be a junior heavyweight and that he is coming for Nakamura's belt. Fans then cheered Styles to get to his feet, which eventually he did, and he left the hall with the help of the young lions at ringside. Hiroki Goto, Katsuyori Shibata, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish defeated Kazuchika Okada, Tomohiro Ishii, Rocky Romero, and Champ Beretta, in 13-minute, 19-second match by pinfall. Toru Yano, Jay Briscoe, and Mark Briscoe defeated Bad Luck Fale, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson in 11-minute, 2-second by pinfall. Thus, they're doing that to send AJ Styles off to NXT, who may not even be going to NXT, going to WWE. Dreamwave season premiere results from January 2nd, also posted by Ryan Clark on January 5th. Results from Dreamwave Wrestling season premiere from the Knights of Columbus in LaSalle, Illinois. They had their event on January 2nd, 2016. Attendance was about 500 in the building. And you can find more results and more news on them from DreamWaveWrestling.com and also the Facebook.com/Dreamwave Wrestling. Ric Flair was a special guest to sign autographs. He then came to the ring and spoke to the fans to kick off the show. Dreamwave Tag Team Champions Team Overkill of Matt Cage and Christian Rose defeated Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, who are both in NXT now, to retain the championship. Beers and Spears Tag Team of Waylon Beck and Mike Hartenbauer defeated Team Overkill to win the Dreamwave Tag Team Championship. Thus, they have left the company. Dreamwave Alternative Champion AR Fox defeated Chris Castro, DJ Zima Ion, and Heidi Lovelace to retain the championship. Yes, they have mixed wrestling there. JT Dunn defeated Shinrun. Donovan Danhausen and Rough Crossing with Zara Schreiber, formerly from Tough Enough, defeated Vic Capri and Stephen Wolf. Eric Cannon with Zara Schreiber, who's a manager, defeated Darren Corbin in a street fight. Brubaker defeated Prince Mustafa Ali. Dick Justice defeated Space Monkey. And Shockwave, the robot, in an intergalactic, interspecies, no disqualification match. Cody Rice won a battle royal. Dreamwave champion Christian Rose with Zara Schreiber defeated Marsha Rocket in a dog collar match. The next show is scheduled for February 6th at the same venue, Knights of Columbus in LaSalle, Illinois. Special guests are Sami Callihan and RVD. First announced special guest for the April 9th anniversary show is Bret Hart. Taped on January 6th, TNA from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. In an update, turned out that the two of the matches were taped for an upcoming one-night-only pay-per-view. Here are the results. Explosion. Jay defeated Madison Rain. Eli Drake defeated Robbie E. Mahabali Shera defeated Jesse Goddard. And your one-night-only tapings for the Friday night event. Eddie Edwards defeated Davey Richards. X-Division champion Tigre Uno defeated Rockstar Spud. Thanks to Dale Dietrich and LC Lewis. Selects for the following TNA spoilers from tapings in Bethlehem. No word yet when they will air. EC3 versus Matt Hardy in a title versus career match was announced for later in the week. The Miracle Mike Bennett with Maria Kanellis defeated Mark Andrews in a match taped for Explosion. Correspondent said that the match went longer than it should have for a debut. Eric Young defeated Chris Melendez in a match taped for an upcoming one-night-only pay-per-view. Young cut a promo before the match. Melendez wrestled in the last 5 minutes on one leg and did great, hitting a missile drop kick from the top. Jesse Goddard defeated Robbie E. in the match taped for an upcoming one-night-only pay-per-view. They started with a 15-minute pose down, which Goddard won clean. Mr. Anderson defeated Bram in a no DQ match after putting Bram through a table in a match taped for an upcoming one-night only pay-per-view. Also taped on January 6th, thanks to Dale Dietrich and LC Louis Selects for an unknown date from tape from Bethlehem. Jeremy Borash is still warming up the crowd. It appears that the tapings are starting late. Rockstar Spud of Grado defeated Aiden O'Shea and Mahabali Shera to open the show. Shera got mad at Aiden and beat him down, leading to Spud hitting the acid drop on Aiden for the win. World Heavyweight Champion Ethan Carter III was out next with Tyrus for a promo. Jeff Hardy interrupted and gave EC3 pops for winning the title clean. Hardy challenged him to the title match tonight. Now that he's been cleared to wrestle, Jeff Hardy, EC3 turns him down and tells Hardy to start at the bottom. EC3 said Hardy must face a masked wrestler who he brings out, Shinron. Jeff Hardy defeated Shinron in about 3 minutes. Dollhouse defeated the Beautiful People in a street fight. Jay Storm and Bobby Roode come to the ring for a beer money reunion and celebration. Eric Young and Bram interrupted, leading to a match. Eric Young defeated Bobby Roode to win the King of the Mountain title after a low blow. Mr. Anderson is out for a sit-down talk show style segment with Matt Hardy, his wife Ruby Sky, and their baby. This was said to be terrible. Drew Galloway cuts a promo on his main event match with Kurt Angle. I'm going to predict that the baby has something to say. Goo goo gaga. Drew Galloway cut a promo on his main event match with Kurt Angle. Tag Team Champions the Wolves and X Division Champion Tigre Uno defeated Eli Drake, DJ Zema Ion, and Jesse Goddard in a decent match. Seemed like they're trying to form the bromance tag team back together. At least two of them. Kurt Angle defeated Drew Galloway in the match of the night. Well, of course. Jeff Hardy, Shinron. Okay, January 7th, they taped some matches. TNA posted a video of the World Heavyweight Champion, Ethan Carter III, speaking after his win. EC3 said he's champion for a very good reason, because he's the best in the business today. EC3 said this win is almost bittersweet because he's never should have lost it in the first place. EC3 said he will put TNA where it belongs and where it deserves to be, based solely on his work alone. EC3 also had words for Matt Hardy and ends the interview by saying he's going to change the game. To me, he just challenged Triple H on his time to play the game, quote, catchphrase. And you can catch a link there on YouTube. An estimated 500 fans again in attendance for Tuesday's live taping of Impact Wrestling from Sands Casino in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Estimated 200 to 300 attended the previous night's tapings. TNA will be back in Bethlehem for more Impact Explosion one-night-only tapings. Thanks to Dale Dietrich for the following Impact Wrestling spoilers for the tapings from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Should air on Tuesday, January 19th. Jade defeated Chelsea in a match taped for Explosion. Yeah, Chelsea, I think, from Tough Enough. Impact opened with Jeff Hardy calling Matt Hardy to the ring. Jeff is concerned about the title versus career match with Ethan Carter III, but Matt is confident. Towers interrupted to challenge Jeff to a match later, but Jeff wanted to fight right now. Jeff Hardy defeated Tyrus by disqualification. Hardy also botched the top rope move and sold a leg injury all the way to the back. Gail Kim retained the knockout title over Awesome Kong. Dollhouse got involved, but the Beautiful People ran them two off. Gail used Jade to knock Kong out and get the win. Jay Storm and Bobby Roode called Bram and Eric Young to the ring, but Eli Drake and Jesse Goddard show up instead. Bear Money won that squash match. Mike Bennett with Maria Kanellis defeated Pepper Parks, who had no entrance or name announced. And it was nothing but a squash match as Miracle won the match. Kurt Angle came out in street clothes and talked about his farewell tour. Bobby Lashley came out and praised Angle. Lashley says he can't get over Angle beating him last year. Lashley wants a rematch and Angle accepts. Eric Young came out with Bram. Young issued a King of the Mountain title open challenge to anyone except for beer money. Mr. Anderson accepted and won by disqualification when Bram interfered. They beat Anderson down until beer money made the save. Another taping on January 7th, thanks to Dale Dietrich. For the following TNA One Night Only pay-per-view spoilers, and tonight's taping from in the event from January 7th from Bethlehem. These matches will air on future TNA pay-per-view events. Beautiful People started and defeated the Dollhouse in a decent match. Matt Hardy versus EC3 for the World Heavyweight title ended in a double countout as they fought to the back. This was not the career versus title match that was announced as it was announced for tomorrow. EC3 acted as a face at times. Most of the crowd was pro EC3, while women and kids were pro Hardy. Drew Galloway defeated Eli Drake. Bobby Lashley defeated Mahabali Shera with a spear. Joker's Wild tag team match took place, and whatever theme song hits, that wrestler came out. Davey Richards was out first, followed by Eddie Edwards as his partner. They all go up against Crazy Steve and Abyss, who stare each other down like the other is wacko. The Wolves get the win in what was said to be a pretty good match. Another Joker's Wild tag team match with DJ Zema Ion and Trevor Lee versus Eric Young and Bram. Bram hit a low blow on Lee, and EY spiked him with a pile jobber for the win. Lee did really good, and the crowd gave him props after the match. Last match of the night was another Joker's Wild tag team match with Jesse Goddard and Robbie E. versus Tigre Uno and Mark Andrews. Goddard and Robbie argue a lot, but they work together as the match goes on. Goddard's got the pin. Goddard's got pinned, and they go back to fighting after the match. January 8th, WWE.com reported that 15-time world champion John Cena's shoulder surgery was a success. From Birmingham, Alabama, other than a photo gallery of the operation that starts fun and then goes black and white, like it's a Brock Lesnar match, details were sparse. Still, they had no official announcement. But the recovery period, although it's 6 months, is common for shoulder surgery, and no one from WWE or Cena's camp has indicated anything different. The man himself tweeted on a fairly quiet, although he did tweet out thanks to his frequent Today Show collaborators for their well wishes on that morning. At John Cena, thank you at Today Show, at Al Roker, at Willie Geist, at Natalie Morales, at Tamron Hall. I'll make sure to get better and butter. You guys are the best. See you soon. We join the NBC morning crew in wishing the face who runs the place a speedy recovery, and we'll keep you posted on any other news about his recovery and eventual return to the ring. As a reply, Devon Dudley recently spoke with NOLA.com to promote Monday's Raw from New Orleans. The full interview was listed at NOLA.com. Comments on favorite tag teams, past and present. Past, Legion of Doom and the British Bulldogs. Present, New Day and Usos. I see those two tag teams reinventing themselves into the Hardys, Edge and Christian. I can see us being that team that can be with these guys and create that magic. The history over again. W Tag Team Champions, the New Day. Comments on, we definitely have our sights on New Day. They're a great bunch of guys, extremely talented, funny as hell. But when you're in the ring with the New Day, it reminds us of Edge and Christian. Not only are they funny and talented, but they can go. That combination, all three of them put together, is really, really good. Comments on Dudley's careers in the future. It's been an amazing roller coaster ride, and there is no end right now. We're still going strong after 20 years. We're still relevant. It's been incredible. I don't think there could have been an actual writer that could have wrote this any better than we've played it out. I don't think that we could have ever predicted the stardom, thus the success we've had within 20 years. WWE World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns and his family got some media from AL.com to promote WWE Live in Mobile, Alabama this weekend. I missed the news. I was thinking because they did advertise for the live event for the January 9th live event from Bossier City. But the Noy family has history with the Gulf Coast region and still works with the Indies today. Reigns' father, Sika, who helps his son, Matt, Rosie, from, remember, 1, 2, 3, run Epic Championship Wrestling in Florida, will be at the WWE Live event to watch Reigns in action. He commented on his youngest son being the World Heavyweight Champion. I feel good about that. I'm very happy and proud. The WWE has been testing him. I felt good, relieved, and proud. I say he earned that. They didn't just give it to him. All of these fans and people of Pensacola, they all stand by him. Sika also commented on more Noy family members coming up into pro wrestling. I think we create more talent in the wrestling ring and bring in more superstars into the role of wrestling today. We still have more coming up. Sika isn't ruling out a return to the WWE TV either. The former Wild Samoan commented on possibly getting involved in the Reigns versus McMahon family storyline. I'm waiting for McMahon to say, come up. This way, his daughter is slapping my son. That's why that's what I'm going to do to him. I want him to know that this Samoan shotgun will put him down. All he has to do is make the time. Former Tough Enough competitor Chelsea, as already gave the results, was in pay-per-view. And she commented, said Chelsea Green at Tough Chelsea G might at Impact Wrestling debut on the #1 contender knockout gauntlet match at one night only. Hashtag ONO. As PW Mania reported, Brock Lesnar returned to the ring at Friday's live event in Houston, Texas, accompanied by Paul Heyman. Lesnar received a big welcome and went on to defeat Sheamus in under 10 minutes. A correspondent in attendance noted that the two worked very stiff match, and Lesnar had marks on his face from taking 2 brogue kicks. He was also bleeding. Not to be outdone, Lesnar hit more than 10 German suplexes on Sheamus, and here's a video of him defeating Sheamus with a suplex and an F5. Commented twitter.com/John Cena Am. Not the real John Cena. And that will conclude my up until January 8th tapings for TNA and WWE for this week. More, stay tuned.